Frustration can cloud your judgment, and any distraction is welcome. Hi.
These are from Sammy, as a way of saying thank you for bringing him home last week. Twice.
Well, that's very nice of Sammy, but...
Oh. I should have called first. You're in the middle of something.
Yes, I am in the middle of something, and that happens to be an exceptionally good bottle of Pinot. Do you drink wine?
Well, when it's exceptional, sure.
Cheers. We're all drawn to the warmth of a true connection. But avoid getting too close to an open flame, or someone is sure to get burned.
What's my little girl with the infinity tattoo up to today?
Suddenly she's thinking of filing a restraining order.
Wouldn't kill you to try and be nice to me.
Not part of the plan.
Certainly hasn't stopped you from cozying up to Daniel Grayson.
That's because he actually is part of the plan. But even the best laid plans can be disrupted when a woman scorned returns to seek her own revenge.
Michael's attorney presented these to the judge, and they triggered the fidelity clause in our prenup. I get nothing.
I am sorry, Lydia, really, I am, but what can I do about it?
You can write me a check. A big one.
If I'm gonna get my life back, then I need Victoria to accept me.
Get her on board, Conrad. Otherwise...
Otherwise what? Another empty threat?
Empty? How does this sound? The Graysons are incredibly powerful, Your Honor. I was intimidated into helping them frame David Clark.
And then threatened by their head of security if I didn't comply.
Prosecution rests.
Thanks to Nolan, we had a front row seat to the drama unfolding between Lydia and the Graysons. But no one was prepared for how it would escalate.
I tried to reason with her. Lydia doesn't want money anymore. The only thing that'll placate her is if Victoria welcomes her back into the fold.
I am not welcoming that scheming harlot anywhere until we've exhausted all our options.
Well, there's definitely more aggressive ways to handle the situation.
Hold on a minute. She's a lonely socialite. She's not an axe murderer. Look, Victoria, you asked me to call her bluff once. I say we do it tonight.
Well, that was before I found out how completely unhinged she's become. Who knows what that woman's capable of? She could be behind everything.
I'll get into it. But if Victoria's suspicions are right, we handle this my way. Victoria, you were right. Lydia is behind everything. I just found her open arms speech on her computer. She's planning to expose you tonight.
You have proof of this?
I'm staring at it right now. She writes, ladies and gentlemen, everyone here tonight is a victim of fraud and deceit so dark and despicable that it has taken me 15 terrible years to tell the truth about the monsters responsible.
What the hell are you doing here?
It was all you. Destroying Senator Kingsley, Dr. Banks, extorting Conrad. You really take this woman's scoring thing seriously, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Get out!
Lydia's accident was not part of the plan. But instead of cleaning up the mess myself, I let others do the dirty work for me.
Victoria, it's Frank. Lydia Davis just jumped off her balcony. Call me when you get this.
Eventually, someone's gonna find you out.
Not if they believe it's all been Frank. Frank dug his own grave. All we need is for Victoria and Conrad to bury him in it.
Our man Frank was trying to kill her, Victoria. There's no reason to believe that he won't do the same to either of us. I think the time's come for us to go our separate ways.
Are you firing me?
I can't trust you anymore.
You can't trust me. You wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for me. You'd be in a federal prison rotting.
Which is why I wrote a second check in your name. I suggest you go someplace very far away from here.
Dispensing with complications is a necessary evil. But matters of the heart require more care.
Ever since I first saw you, I knew there was something about you. This feeling comes along once or twice in a lifetime if we're lucky. Tell me I'm alone in this, and I won't bother you again.
I'm so sorry, Jack. There was no time to dwell in the past with other affairs to shore up.
Beginning to question if you lived here anymore.
Well, then we're even, because I was beginning to question if you'd lost my number.
Actually, I lost my phone. Tyler told me you canceled dinner.
What is he talking about? I came by to see what you like to eat.
I'll kill him.
I stared at an empty chair for 2 hours until I finally accepted that you had stood me up.
The chair didn't look so empty to me. I saw you and Jack through the windows. I know. I'm not proud of it.
I made that dinner for you, Daniel. Jack and I are just friends. He came by unexpected and he was hungry. I didn't want the food to go to waste.
I'm such an idiot.
And so we're headed to the Berry Islands on a G5 because, well, they're looking for a tax haven, and they want me to show them around.
So where do you guys fly into down there? Most of the airstrips are so short, half are unpaved.
I don't know, we just landed.
On a dirt runway, in a $60 million plane. Why would anybody want to hide their money in the Bahamas? Their privacy laws were stripped in '06.
What's your point?
Either you're confused, or you're giving spectacularly bad advice.
Forget it, I'm just trying to tell a story.
Oh, I believe that.
You know what, Tyler, come on, don't be like that. Who does she think she's talking to anyways?
That's a very good question.
I'm out of here. Sorry, Ashley.
Tyler, he is doing everything he can to come between Daniel and me. I need you to find something for me to use to discredit him with the Graysons.
Just tell me what the hell you want.
Direct. I like that in my negotiations. Upon some research, I noticed that all your bills last summer were paid kept boy style. Tell me, what's a gay hustler doing posing as a Harvard student?
Gay? Hustler? Maybe.
Ambiguous sexual identity. I get it. I'm about, 3 on the Kinsey scale myself. Still doesn't explain what you're up to.
You got me. You did say this was a negotiation, so let's make a deal.
I'm impressed. How'd you do it?
Well, I can't take all the credit. I took a page from the Angel of Revenge herself, dug up some dirt, used it for leverage.
What's the dirt?
Suffice it to say, our boy is a bit of a con man. What he doesn't know is you can't con a con.
Whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Oh, I plan to.
Never underestimate the lengths to which a desperate man will go.
You looking for this? This is some serious firepower, Miss Thorne. Seems unnecessary.
Well, that depends on what I'm up against. You work for the Graysons, don't you?
No, not anymore. Lost my job. Due to some strange events. There's been a lot of that going around since you came to town. First, I thought Victoria was just paranoid about you, but not anymore. There's more to your story, little lady. And I'm gonna find out what it is.
With a little digging, ghosts from the past can be conjured from thin air.
Hello, Emily Thorne.
It's when they become flesh and blood that the real problems arise.
50 for the lap dance.
Actually, I just want to talk.
You're one of those. It's your money. What do you want to talk about?
Your name's not really Amanda Clark, is it? It's Emily Thorne. So here's the way that I see it. The girl passing herself off as Emily Thorne needed a new identity. And who better than her orphan cellmate straight out of juvie? I'm sure she gave you what seemed like a lot of money at the time.
$500,000?
This is your fake ID and passport. You're not having second thoughts, are you?
Only if that check bounces.
It won't.
Does anyone else know you found me?
Not yet.
My shift's over in an hour. Meet me in the parking lot?
Hello?
Your suspicions were right all along. Emily Thorne is not who she claims to be.
Frank?
Frank, are you there? Frank?
Oh my God, it's really you.
I need you to keep an eye on somebody for me.
I left my old friend in safe hands for a time. Well, I made a plan to get rid of her as fast as possible. But I wasn't fast enough.
Enjoying the show?
I should have known that Amanda would take advantage of any opportunity that came her way.
So that's the famous Jack Porter. All the stories you told me about him in juvie, I feel like I already know him.
Get inside. This isn't a game.
Never said it was. And in case you forgot, I don't like people telling me what to do.
Nothing is more dangerous than someone who knows everything about your past. Especially when she can use it as her own.
Is there any chance you might stick around a little while longer?
I want to, but it's complicated.
Yeah. Nolan said as much.
Nolan isn't a friend of mine. Not really. He knew my father many years ago. So did you.
Amanda?
I want to come home, Jack.
Multiple code reds,
The talented Mr. Hampton's.
did a web search on David Clark.
You think he's onto you?
God, I should never have trusted you to take down Tyler.
I can handle Tyler.
Then handle him.
So much beginning to unravel, I needed guidance. Years ago, I met a man who trained me in the ancient ways of revenge.
This time you come to Japan.
He returned to help me again.
This is Satoshi Takeda. He is the CEO of Japan's largest renewable resources company.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Oai dekite koi desu.
I learn something new about you every day.
Fear I'm losing control.
As you were warned, revenge is a stony path. Remember, inside the viper's nest, you must be a viper too. How can I be of service? The task in front of you requires absolute focus. If you let your emotions guide you, you will fail.
With a renewed sense of purpose, I did what was necessary to remove another obstacle.
The only reason that Nolan invested with your father is because Tyler's blackmailing him.
Blackmailing him with what?
It's come to my attention you garnered Mr. Ross's support through less than honorable circumstances.
You're fired.
You need to go. Now.
Step ahead of you. I got myself a ticket back to Cali tonight. I thought maybe you could come with me. Come on. We're best buds, remember?
We're nothing, Tyler. We're done.
It's impossible. We know way too much about each other. And I know way too much about your family.
What, are you threatening me?
Have a nice life, Danny.
A birthday party